I see.
The man call you in there now.
When a man come in there,
Yeah.
he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are three.
You told the message you're three.
Yeah. So he said, I want give you tea to carry to
The message you want to give you what?
tea. Have milk tea. Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink.
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of full bread.
The egg is that.
You enter my butter. So we are carrying it to the main. Say carry to the main. When you give it to the main, then you come back to the car.
So the food make you now. You carry that so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the main now, the main say thank you. I say okay. The main say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going where car. So one. Yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then there are two now.
In the Jeep.
Then there are two.
A big Jeep.
Yeah. Black BG. Photo G. Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No. Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the water now. You can judge people.
I'm just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people that can hear.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, can I say when I move from here, I'll free? Can I say when I move from here, I'll free? You said one talk again. He said, I wanted to mean it. Who talk clear to you, but you talk in the question. Hi, looking, then you want force and no more word there again. Why not be looking to the talk? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office of OSP.
I think explain to me that you come to get you say you carry tea to the man. After you carry tea to the man and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody you getting very you say ask me too much question. Hey, there's people to say make your egg and bread. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry. I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then do.
Okay, explain again. I'm not asking no more question again. Okay, like why now?
Go to school. The English say I'm in English.
Okay, sorry. What is sorry now? Sorry.
See, Ali, you take that. You take that.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say I can take that to
explain. Okay.
This case could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. Mm-hmm. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, he said, when you run
in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger
complaint when Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas. They say release Barabbas, and when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity, the conspiracy
on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. 99,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of $222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, will never turn against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the United Nations. This peace, sustained by our own domestic resources, is a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen as enshrined in our Constitution. Freedom of speech, assembly, and expression were not only preserved, but celebrated. There were no political prisoners or prisoners of conscience during my entire term, a testament to the development of strong democratic institutions that are now not only hailed as competent and professional, but as trusted and credible. Liberia is now regarded as a pillar of democracy in West Africa and a shining example to the world. This was only made possible through our various collaborative efforts. I want to thank all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation, for staying the course and helping build a stronger and more vibrant nation. As I step aside as president of Liberia, I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences, embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who hold the speech, inauguration day, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about our effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then you go there, I will tell United Nations, I will tell US, I will bring one for here. Because you think one for I'm Johnson. By the time the woman was reading, when you come to the
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence, 30 years, prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time of experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at large for war crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time
To our various collaborative efforts, I want to thank all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation, for staying the course and helping build a stronger and more vibrant nation. As I step aside as president of Liberia, I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences, embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who wrote the speech, inauguration day, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing that God bless our effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. You go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then you go there, I will tell you that nation, I will tell you US, I will bring one for you. Because you think one for you, Johnson. By the time the woman was reading, when you come to play,
as resolute and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
I would not know if it's a wrong, but one thing that I was not able, president of Liberia or that president will fail.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people sue us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people sue us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They get lies, they get stitches. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with the promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they put in D, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow? So we just tell you that why we go tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and they don't abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why?
You know, this love has a promise. Or some will say love has beautiful promises. Or it comes with beautiful promises. Some promises are not fulfilled. Some are fulfilled on the halfway line. Some are fully fulfilled. Some gets caught up or interrupted when it is being fulfilled.
My people don't want to hope.
But whatever the situation is, whatever the case is in your respective terrains, let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics.
Your vision and your mission, your intention,
and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them.
Nothing.
It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the Tuesday's edition of the show.
The people lie to us. The government betray us.
This is Freedom Heart Talk. This is 87.9. This is Freedom FM.
The people lie to us.
Yeah, the interruptions are going to be many. I'm down with cold. But we have to fulfill our commitment to our people. So yes, we'll be drinking water or sipping the water. As tonight's edition promises to be extremely or extraordinarily interesting.
That led us to a lot of damages.
Tonight, I'm obviously not talking. We are asking questions tonight. Tonight we are gauging the opinions, the expert opinions of two distinguished law enforcement personalities in our country with over 30 years of experience, respectively, in different aspects of our criminal justice system. Ome Simsaya, A.B. Kumar will join us very shortly. We've witnessed the increase, the rise in mob violence across the country. We're seeing citizens refusing to take instructions from police officers or law enforcement officers. It is appearing to look that the police and the citizens are at loggerheads with each other. It appears in the public that the two groups are no longer getting along with each other, impeding the operations of the police and also instilling fears in the citizens. Somebody says to me, Austin, it appears that law and order are broken down completely in the society. Is that the case? This is one of the many questions we're going to pose to the two distinguished law enforcement experts. What could be some of the reasons we are experiencing what we are experiencing in our country? Whether it's mob violence, whether it's the citizens rejecting or refusing to take instructions from the police, or the police is using heavy hand to enforce the law. These are many concerns we're going to be posting to the two individuals. How can we strengthen? How can we strengthen the police-citizens relationship?
So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to be? Just tell you.
With the police and the citizens are at loggerheads, obviously there will be an impact.
Why? They've always you lie. Why? But the question
On the fight against crimes in the communities, and there is a high possibility that crimes could increase and the citizens could choose to just shield the criminals in the communities or ignore what's happening in the communities because they don't see the police as their friend or as their partner. Citizens start to see the police as their enemies or as threat to them, and the police start to see the citizens as threat to them. What does it say about law and order in our country?
your vision and your mission, your intention to that nation.
This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia,
Nothing.
and we are in partnership with Win Liberia, our financial partner.
And the question that we ask,
This is the size and shape of the show tonight. Like I said, we're talking less. In fact, tonight we are asking questions. So while we are with the two distinguished personalities to join us live in our studios tonight, we're going to take a break to take a word from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia, and our partner, Win Liberia. Right after those two commercials or breaks, we will go to our Facebook live feed to welcome all of you who are joining us tonight via Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms. Stick and stay. Don't go away. My name is Austin Kawa. We shall be right back after this break.
we tire with the promises that let us to allow the damage.
My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cents United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
And you walk with the truth will bring the rubber. Then tell me so many know. We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Morocco.
Hello. I want to talk about violence.
Mob violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Okay, thank you, Old Man Sam Sion. For those beautiful messages, let's go to our Facebook feed to welcome those of you who are joining us. Alaska Pay has joined us from India. Sylvester, welcome to the show. Marcus, thank you for joining us tonight from Freetown. Abraham C. has also joined us from Cloudtown. Bukhari Sharif, thank you. Welcome to the show. Venetius Junior Bar, welcome to the show. Emmanuel Gile, welcome to the show. Stephen Yakadi has joined us from Magibi County. Mohammed Balo from Brovio City. Barclay Victor from Redemption Road, that's Upper Cardwell. Paul Jasper is joining tonight from Maryland. Musa Sharif is joining tonight from New Georgia. Isaac Akwe from Cardwell. Elijah Johnson is also joining the show tonight from Sinker. Benu Johnson is Benu Kamara is joining the show tonight as well. Jonah Benda has joined us from VOA Community on the Robertsfield Highway. Abenigo Gifty is joining us tonight from Padla. Abraham Addison has joined us from somewhere in Monrovia. Claude Addison. So Abraham Addison is Adison and Claude Allison Allison is joining from the US. Welcome to all of you, boss. Peter Jara from Margibi Johnson Dolly from New Jersey. Sata Miller is joining tonight from Soul Clinic. Johnson Monduro is joining tonight. Joseph Pena has joined us tonight. Welcome. Benu Kamar from the US. Phil Morris from somewhere in Europe. Nathan Jabadia is joining tonight from Sano County. Welcome, yeah, bro. Yeah, I got cold. Damn. Ojuku Davis has joined us tonight from Pinzio. Duarte is joining from Minnesota. Joshua Corey is joining the show tonight. Who else? J. Henry now has joined us. Joseph Zoyo Jr. is joining tonight from Freeport. Joe Patton is joining tonight. William W. Wulu has joined the show as well. Mohamed Masakwa is following. Richie Kume is following. Foma Yen has joined us tonight from Kidman. Let me pick some water. Foma Yen has joined us tonight from Grand Kidman County. Edwin Sakor is following the show from Omega Community. Thomas Young has joined us tonight. Samuel Lat Cooper is following from Cardwell. Solomon Williams from Cardwell as well. Juju Wonwe has joined the show tonight. Emma Lee is following the show. City Geeks is joining tonight from Canada. Sam Yini is joining from Johnsonville. Abel Sati has joined us tonight from Kanweki in River G. Amos Kofa is following the show as well. Tumete LTA. Oh, welcome to the show, all of you. Yeah, welcome to the show. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight. Welcome to the show. So let's move into other stuff while we are with our guests. Luscious, Lucky, Opie, O'Neill, Johnson, all of you, welcome to the show. So, just this evening, the Ministry of Public Works issue a release, a statement, an interesting one. So let's see what the ministry, the CMC political leader Musa Belete have been making some interventions in his county and in other parts of the country. He identified some projects, some challenges that he, on behalf of his party, has decided to fix some of these initiatives to build bridges and some water lines. In some places, water chaos, the chaos in some places, and make some interventions as part of his political outreach for the CMC. And so it appears like the government or some individuals from Bon County are not faking this. Likely, recently, Mr. Belete announced that he was going into Bon County to construct a bridge. And so, and he chose some jobs, and Prince Mo, he had to respond. So it's all about 2029. And so, but the Ministry of Public Works has issued a statement, which I'm going to read while we await the arrival of our guest. And this letter is addressed, this communication is addressed to, is dated October 6, 2025. Today is the 14th. So that's 9 days ago. Today is the 14th of October. It's addressed October 6th. So, and it's addressed to Marvin Cole, Representative, Electoral District Number 3, Bon County. The Honorable House of Representatives. Don't forget, Marvin Cole is a member of the CMC. Okay. The Honorable House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. And this communication is captioned reference or authorized groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a bridge in Bon County. Dear Honorable Cole, the Ministry of Public Works acknowledge reports. Let me zoom this thing, man. I'm not going to scream my ass. So let me zoom. Government stopping in citizen project now. Let me go on project. Dear Honorable Cole, the Ministry of Public Works acknowledges reports of a groundbreaking ceremony recently held for the construction of a bridge in Bon County, which was undertaken without prior notice to the ministry and without the submission of the bridge design for technical review and approval. While the ministry appreciates every effort aimed at improving local infrastructure and promoting community development, it is important to note that such action constitutes an interference with the statutory mandate of the Ministry of Public Works as enshrined under the executive law of the Republic of Liberia, which vests the ministry with the authority for the planning, design, approval, and supervision of all public infrastructure works nationwide. Notwithstanding, the ministry would like to firmly advise that no construction activities or any semblance of mobilization toward commencing the bridge construction. Page 2. Towards commencing the bridge construction should proceed until the ministry has reviewed the design documents, conducted the necessary technical reviews, and issue formal approval. This measure is intended to ensure that all public works adhere to approved engineering standards. Oh God. Environmental safeguards and fiscal accountability requirements. The ministry remains available to promote full technical support and guidance once the requisite documents are formally submitted for assessment. We appreciate your understanding and cooperation in upholding the integrity of national infrastructure procedures. Please accept, Honorable Representative, the renewed assurances of our highest esteem and consideration. Sincerely yours, Roland Lafayette Giddings, Minister. Richard Namwekon, Speaker, House of Representatives. Is served a copy of this letter. Madam Lolia Hawa Norris, Superintendent of Bond County, is also served. Is also served a copy. So basically, the Ministry of Public Works is saying Jeffrey Norman Jr., Franklin Sacco Sr., Elisha Lackey, yeah, sorry tonight, Ralph Cooper, all of you, thanks for joining the show. I didn't think the call was that serious until, but anyway, we can manage it for tonight. So, so basically, the ministry is saying to Marinko, whose district is going to benefit from the bridge construction, that they should place a halt. To construction of the bridge. In the letter, the ministry alleges that no design of the bridge has been submitted to it for review and approval, and this is in violation of the there's an interference, sorry, and going ahead to construct a bridge without the intervention or the approval of the Ministry of Public Works constitutes an interference of their duties, and they are warning that no construction works should take place until they can submit. You see, I don't want to talk today, but it seems like Ome Samson and Ebi want me to talk. So let's talk small. Let's spend 15 minutes talking small. I told somebody, and I've always said this to all of us, including those of you who are in the audience. I've always said this to all of you. So we're still waiting the arrival of Samson. We're still waiting the arrival of Samson, Ome Samson, and Ebi. So I've always said this to all of you. You see, this country can be as peaceful as heaven. But the only way this place can be as peaceful as heaven is when we as a people, when we as national leaders and major stakeholders start to see this country as our only home. When we start to play politics out of development, these are the results we get. These are the results we get. So the president of Liberia looks extremely serious. For many years, we've not seen such a commitment. And so, yes, the PSA has expanded the steering committee for the for the construction of our national headquarters and a resource mobilization. The steering committee for the national headquarters resource mobilization, and these are members. The committee will report directly to the steering committee on resource mobilization and partnership building. The distinguished members include Mr. Hassan Kiau, Chairman, Mrs. Agatha Thompson Vane, Co-Chair, Mrs. Orito Bondo Se, the Secretary, Mrs. Siata Scott Johnson, Member, Miss Rose Tomerfield, Member, Mrs. Sokui Beslo Kone, Member, Miss Vasta Talu, Member, Miss Florence Flomo, Member, Miss Tokas Bori Bo, Member, Mr. J. Kofa Bien. Wow, I've not heard this name for a while. I've not seen this guy for a long time. J. Kofa Bien, Member, Mr. Nicholas Andrews, Member, and Miss Josephine Ogbodu, Member. The Programs and Planning Committee will collaborate closely with the National Steering Committee on Resource Mobilization and Partnership Building, chaired by Madam Esther Liberty, to orchestrate and implement the fundraising unveiling dinner for the construction. Is optimistic that through unified leadership and a collective commitment to excellence, the necessary resources will be mobilized to construct the Stanton Peabody Media House. This headquarters will serve as a vital foundation for promoting high standards in journalism, professional ethical practices, digital innovations, and overall media development in Liberia. And Julius Kanumba signed this statement as the president of the union. I'm trying to connect with Marvin Cole and see what who is the secretary. So Marvin Cole, who the letter is addressed to, or Wilfred Bangura, who is the Secretary General of the CMC. So let me try Marvin Cole from this NMARVN. Since we are not getting Wilfred Bangura, so let me try the lawmaker from this end and see whether we can get to talk to the lawmaker from this end, since we're not getting Wilfred Bangura. Honorable Marvin Cole, good evening to you, Chief. Sorry, there was no prior notice served you because the release from the Public Works just came out, so we thought to catch you unaware. We apologize for that. This is Freedom FM.
Yes.
I'm sure you have received the communication because it is addressed to you. So I assume that you have received it.
Yes, I've received the communication from the Minister of Public Works, and like they just put in the cars before the house, and I welcome that. I think it is something expected, And the only a little disappointment that I have, the caption of the communication unauthorized groundbreaking. Doing groundbreaking of a project doesn't mean that the project is going to commence. So I'm hoping that what the Public Works asked for, those details, our engineers, they have been working, completed all of their documentations, and we just felt that in due time we were going to have those information the Ministry of Public Works for their assessment and approval. In fact, I had an opportunity to communicate with somebody from within the Public Works that were recommended. So, I mean, the only thing, we're going to work with the ministry. We will respect the laws. We will respect every step of statutory responsibility. But, the Musa Ability Foundation has always done that. In fact, during the past administration, with the public, that quality works were done at every level, and there is no history of the breaches that have been constructed by the ability to destroy. I mean, quality works are going to be done, and I think that is the concern of the government, and we're going to work with them.
Which is not a bad thing. I think the concern seems legitimate. But I'd like to ask you, where exactly is this breach going to be constructed?
The breach that they expected community, when I contested the first time in 2017, I got the mandate of the people of District Number 3 around the civil compound, and that is the road, that a street that is near high school, also the road that linking the community calendar, going through George and then getting all the way the security hub era. So it's going to be, we're not going to just be doing bridge. We're doing bridge and road construction. We're going to be fixing the road that will not have any impact on the people have held this project. So I'm only hoping that the government going to work along with it. The only thing that I am concerned and I'm hoping that we should not the approval to be delayed, or some technicality or other tactics to be deployed to delay this process. And I think I'm hoping that the government will not tread that path, because I think the citizens need this bridge, and it's my responsibility under the as provided by the Constitution to do representation. If I go to represent our people to different area and secure the projects or anticipated and expected of the government, it's a process.
But what we can communicate to the public is that Honorable Cole has assured the public that the required documents are going to be submitted to the Ministry of Public Works within the expected reasonable time.
All of the documents, yes. All of the documents are ready, working at the Ability Foundation and other international partners, and they've requested the POQ that what we're waiting for. The full approval was done, and some of the materials, in fact, was brought to Banga, because we didn't want to announce something to the public that we don't have the capacity to do. Okay. So we know that going to the responsible government, I think the most anticipated thing is that the government will be able to assign engineer to help supervise the process, because we got qualified and certified engineers. They've been working with the government of Liberia. They have done so many major projects for the government of Liberia. So I can tell the public, you can be assured that we'll work in the confine of the rule of law to ensure that the right things are done.
So to all the beneficiaries in Bond County, particularly in District 3, right? No need to panic.
Yes. No, there's no need to work. They're so desperate for the bridge, because kids have gotten drawn to the first spot. I think more than 2 or 3 times. A kid was standing at the cross the river, and it was shed tears. He was just about 3 minutes away from to pass around, and use almost 25 minutes before he could get back to his house. And said, when he heard that the bridge, efforts have been or on the way to have the bridge constructed over there. They later, I think 9 or 10 years, who were selling the crying and telling, oh, thank you, Honorable Cole, Honorable Benedict, want to say thank you that you're not going to save our lives. I mean, the preacher here, nobody has done anything about it. No government has ever thought to help us here. But we thank you for proper representation today. We can see materials being dumped here. Don't accept on the materials to put here. So we want to say thank you very much. So, I mean, Mr. Giddens, we can tell him, the only thing I know that he does not have any constitutional or editorial mandate to ask anybody in this republic is if you are going to do groundbreaking for a project. It doesn't mean that the project is going to come from the ministry to ask of that they our so I mean that was a little short forward in his communication. However, we're going to work to provide the necessary documents.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you for picking our call. Okay, that was District 3 representative in Bon County, Marvin Cole, District 5. Sorry. So let's move on. We gave these two distinguished individuals 2 hours or 1 hour 30 minutes, but they are extremely busy people. I know AB Kuma had to had a jam-packed class at AB Zion today. I know the popular zebra, all y'all know, were twisting and turning between meetings and different online calls and consultations and all of that. So it is, their coming late is justified. There were some good reasons, but let me welcome the two big brothers and fathers. Omen Simpson, welcome. I like your nectar, and you can rest assured that you're not going home with the nectar. So please tell Councilor Zion that I took your tar.
No problem. Good evening, Austin. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. How was your day?
All right, but I'm watching here. I can't see my saddle.
You have to come there. See.
I need to go this way. Oh, I see AB a little bit.
Yeah, so you have to adjust near AB. Okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe small.
You old Freedom FM man, so we didn't see you.
My man, the other minute I don't come on radio. I came because of you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Wow,
I came to support you.
Oh, seriously?
I am serious.
All right.
You're talking law enforcement. I need to be in the background to support you. Particularly the issue he want to talk about, the vigilante justice side.
Yeah, I mean that's your era.
I got expertise in community
What's
policing.
the kind of stuff again?
My organization, Crime Stopper
Crime
Liberia.
Stopper Liberia.
Yeah, I hope you could play the jingle.
Maybe I'm about to play it now. So you have to adjust your mic to you. So I know you used to lecturing with each other in your terrain. So you're gonna be lecture, but
that's what we're doing.
So the audience would like to hear you. So let's take a break to take a walk from Crime Stopper. When we come back, we will join our guests. This break.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Zion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Zion.
I can be laughing at him in there. I'll play a jingle. They better call it in 2 times. Why can you call it in 2 times?
But there's a way you can adjust it. You don't know how to do it.
You love your name, oh?
I see it. So you can adjust it and move the other one. From
This is Old Man Sam Zion, your crime fighting partner. This is Old Man Sam Zion. But you welcome, Amy.
Yes, sir.
There was a little conflict for Monday's appearance. But anyway.
And I saw the need to actually come and redeem that particular process because it wasn't. I mean, I had the other phone and you had the other number, and then things from that. But better late than never.
Yeah.
It is a pleasing pleasure. Somebody told me, I said, "My man, why you say you can't go to the other shows?" I said, "Well, anybody inviting me, I will come there. I have no preference, most especially when it has to do with the issue of crime and lawlessness."
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why I after a gruesome and tiring lecture series, I decided to make it here today.
I mean, I want to ask one personal question like this one. How do you two get along?
The man are old policeman. So once the man got police blood in him, the police people always get along. So
well,
oh man, how do you get along?
We don't share, irrespective of the man's political affiliation. I am a policeman.
And the man's party show.
And here you are placing emphasis on non-political discussion.
But listen, Eddie is a professional security expert in Liberia. So trust me. Besides me, other people would like to get along with Eddie. You want to catch up with him like we did just now. So we'll do some projects together. We've been working projects together. So sometimes we meet, and then something is on, right?
Yeah.
So now we meet and then discuss stuff, and we're working a lot of projects together. We working together to keep Liberia safe, Africa, and the rest of the world. We do coordination with other agencies outside Liberia, and we're doing great in it.
People say the two of you, you know me, a street man. I can go there, I can go soon. So I be so people say the two of you. I hear a lot of people say the two of you. I wish to ask this question, but I want the two of you to be together to answer. I hear always people say the two of you are bad people.
Yeah,
bad people. The two men I be in front of two bad.
Mean bad man, right?
Have you I mean, heard this before that you're bad, you're brave, like that?
Well, I don't know how to explain it, but people refer to us as being bad. They got to be people on the opposite side of the law.
Okay.
Other than that, you wouldn't look at it and say we're bad. You got to be on the opposite side of the law because our job is we enforcing the law. In doing so, you can't have a lot of friends. You will not have a lot of friends when your job is to enforce the law, because those are lawbreakers. Those are violate the law. They don't like people who enforce the law. So those are the people that refer to us as bad people. Other than that, the rest of the citizens will appreciate what we do because we make the place safe for all of us. We help reduce crime and disorder. In doing so, those that are involved in committing crime and those that are involved in disorder, they wouldn't like the people who enforce the law. So that's the only thing. But I think so far, we are good guys. A lot of people like us too. Someone just bought a lunch just and we just can't forget it.
Exactly. Just to add up to what Omer Simpson is saying, the issue of being bad, I don't know from what aspect, from what perspective the people have followed, but I actually I've had that I've had identity for a long time. You know what I mean? Once when I was out there enforcing the law, and at this point we're a non-state aspect of the whole process. And so, but our aspect is, our ideas and our view is to help law enforcement. We, besides Liberia law enforcement, the law enforcement in the world, it is our responsibility as professionals for all the time I've spent in law enforcement, pretty close to 37 plus years. I think I owe it to God. I owe it to my country to be able to help resolve the issue. And one of the reasons why you saw me, you see me now talking to you, considering the prevailing situation, is because of the appalling situation I've seen, the issue of mob violence. I see folks, what I saw that took me off my business schedule today, and that issue with that low boy, that low
Johnsonville.
Motorcycle.
Johnsonville.
Nobody, you cannot kill somebody because he's suspected.
Okay, so before we go into the specifics, let's establish firstly what we consider mob. For the sake of our audience, let's establish that first. What is mob in the most simplistic explanation?
So mob justice or mob violence, vigilante justice side is where people suspect someone of committing crime in their community, in their neighborhood, and they decide that we will punish you for the crime you committed.
That is, and their punishment, which is jungle justice, they're doing it without book, without law. They grab you, beat you, kill you, harm you, whatever they can do to you, and the objective of doing it because they do it and they get away. So they think that is a deterrent factor or deterrent method that can deter other people. For this, we say no. Vigilante justice style is not acceptable in any society, because most of the people who are involved in the vigilante justice style, they have perception in their mind that when these individuals who commit these offenses or crime in their community, when they are taken to law enforcement, they believe that law enforcement usually let them go, because most of all don't understand the workings of the law. So, for example, my community, Browardville community, if someone commit crime over there and you take the person to the police station, because our citizens only stop at the police station. The criminal justice system got 3 components. All of those components must work. So you take the man to the police station, the man assaulted your son, your daughter, beat your wife, maybe the police charge him with simple assault, aggravated assault, whatever the charges are. You, the private prosecutor, you, the victim of that crime, the police will schedule you to come back to the police station so they can take that individual to court with you. But most of the time, our people, when they bring the people to police station, once the police charge you and place you in the police holding cell, they go back in their community and say the guy is in jail. They don't understand that the police don't have jail, or what they have is holding cell. When the guy is charged and sent to court the next day, if it's a billable offense, A.B. Kroma is a student of law. If it's a billable offense, this individual go to the court and get a bill and come back in the same community. They say, oh, the guy who did this thing yesterday, we took him to the police station and the police free him.
Yes.
They failed to follow up those cases. So as a result of that, when something else happened in that same community with that guy or another person, the city said, oh, you know what? If we carry him to the police station, they will also let him go. So that is the means they use to take the laws into their own hands. Not all to that. We also, beside the vigilante justice style we're seeing right now publicly on our street in Monrovia, it's been going on almost in all our major cities in Liberia. So these groups, nighttime, like right now, I was speaking 10 o'clock. By the time it's around 9 to 10 o'clock, they will start to form groups in the various communities. They call themselves vigilante people in the community or neighborhood, whatever name they use to call themselves. They will have in their hand blind objects, cutlasses, and sticks, and whatever they can have. They will erect checkpoints and roadblocks. When you drive in that community, they will stop you, attempting to interrogate you, where you're coming from, who are you, what is your license, and all of that. They are attempting to enforce the law, which is not permissible. You can't form vigilante group in the community, then you start enforcing the law. You are now law enforcement officer. We have advocated that the police form partnership with the community. No police department can succeed if you don't form partnership with the community. Once that partnership is formed, it gives the police an opportunity and access into the community. The community become part of law enforcement. In this case, the police, the community people are present in all of the community all of the times. The police is not present in all of the community all of the time. The coordination between the police and the community, it can help reduce crime and disorder. So if you have vigilante people in your community attempting to take the law into their own hands, tell them it's not accepted in our community. We ask people to stand up. The guy was accused of being a motorcycle roll. Simple, someone just said, because we went to Johnsonville to find out what happened. They say one motorcycle guy was telling his friend, said, this is the guy who stole the other motorbike from us the last time. That all he said. What the man, yeah, so all the motorcycle guys just in, all of the community pool, and nobody did nothing about it. They stoned him, they bloodied him, dropping, and they were rolling motorbike on his hair, as you could see it. That I call it summary execution. We need to desist, because violence, you cannot obtain social justice by violence. We should reverse to the law. Doing this thing, it's not only battle in Liberia, but if people are watching this thing on social media daily, the message is sent out of our country is that in Liberia, there is an alternative form of justice other than the rule of law. This is why we are there.
Now, and just before I come to you, if you wish, from the aspect of the court and all of that, I'd like to speak about what Mr. Simpson.
Yeah.
there's been this normal complaint or concern from the citizens that, that you made reference to that, we take people to the police will investigate them, tomorrow we see them back in the community. And he also made reference to building a partnership, the police building a partnership with the citizens.
Yes.
Do you think do you see that happening? Or do you see an interruption of sustaining that partnership if there's one?
Yes. So sustaining the partnership with the community will require a lot of resources from the police.
Is there a partnership for it? Is there a partnership?
Well, I can't speak for this police. I don't know whether they have a partnership.
Okay.
But there should be a partnership. I think they should have a partnership. So in this partnership, they help in the communities. So if there's a partnership formed in support of community policing, that partnership can lead to a reduction in crime and disorder. Because the citizens, like I said, are present in all of the community. You know, us saying crime affects the community.
Sure.
The people who enforce the law are from where?
The community.
The community. So you see that. So all of our, this community is a central stage. There's a saying that the presence of a uniformed police officer in any given area is a symbol of law and order. You tell me whether the presence of a uniformed police officer in any community is a symbol of law and order. Have you seen that? So when policemen standing in the street corner where we stand, anyone attempting to do anything, they will say, oh no, policemen standing there. So I think the police need resources for them to be able to sustain the partnership. And this partnership must sustain because the citizens have to have confidence in the police and look at them that these are not just people who on the street to arrest us, to take our motorbike or to take our keke or to take them. They should look at them, the man in the blue uniform is your friend. So the community should look at the police as someone that will come to rescue them when they are in need to respond to a situation in their community.
And I see Ebi, you wanted to come in, let me come in on that point and then I ask you a specific question.
Basically, the partnership, there has to be, without the partnership of the community with the police.
What did you do? What did you do when you were there in terms of partnership?
Exactly. There is a relationship between the police and the public, and that relationship is spelled out, is defined. It's a contract, social contract between the police and the community. That has to be established before, because without that relationship, the functionality of the police will be mute. Because how many police there is? You got about 5,000 police. How many citizens there is?
5 million.
You got 5 million people. So that partnership will have to be there. We'll have to honor that. You have to make sure you galvanize, you solicit that, you encourage that. I'm teaching a course now at the university called problem-oriented policing, which is basically community policing. You have to identify the problem. Basically, with that identification, you find solution to addressing that problem. And to do that, you have to do it in concert with the police, with the public. Then there were, and I'm sure the current leadership of the police force, where the chief of operation, the person responsible for strategic implementation of police operation, is a counselor. It's a lawyer. He knows very well. I work with him. And I also work with Inspector General Police, the current Inspector General Police. They know, I know that they will have to encourage, and given the prevailing circumstances, they have to get to the public very urgently. There has to be regular community policing, community relationship meeting going on a regular basis. And instead of just setting one community, one aspect of the police to be dealing with community, the whole police will have to now realign towards community-oriented policing, so as to address some of these violence that we've seen on the streets of late. And once you start to adopt that, you will start to soften some of these problems we have in the community right now. Well, most especially in that community, the Johnsonville community, where you had these problems. There has to be an outreach by the police now, and I'm sure that is going on right now. I can almost tell you exactly that is what is being put together right now. That community, that has to be that interaction.
But the point is, do we wait for the occurrence of these crimes before we intensify expanding?
No, not necessarily. Come on, you have to, like I said, you have to redirect the attention of the police of the police force as a whole.
Okay.
But you have to be proactive. There is that.
That's correct.
We have to be proactive in getting to see exactly where you are, so that you try to find means to get to this neck and soul of these folks. You young guys, the guys that are riding the bike, you got 95% of them are good guys who just want to make business, want to make a living. But the 5% are guys that you have to reach out to. You have to meet them halfway. And besides that, besides the motorcyclist and the keke rider, the society as a whole, and you have to find a way where you reach out to them in a way that will make that police community relationship a little bit broader, louder, so that people see, most especially when you start seeing police, the violence against the police against citizens, there has to be a tactical retreat for better balance, where you come back to say, look, let's look at our tactics.
How does it work? How does that work?
By having meetings, by having discussions.
Let me take it from right there. How does it work? So, Austin, before crime is committed, two things are always present: desire and opportunity.
Yes.
So the criminal have desire. So they leave West Point, they leave Broad Street, they leave from whatever with desire to steal. So they're looking for opportunity. Our responsibility, educate the community how to take away the opportunities from the criminals. Because if you can't take away the opportunity from the criminal, they will definitely victimize.
What could be some of those opportunities?
So, for example, we're talking about maybe burglary, whatever it is, or maybe how you call it, auto theft or auto boosting. So you park your vehicle, you want to make sure it's properly locked. You don't want to leave your laptops, your cell phone, something visible that will attract the criminal. Your cell phone on the presence of the sea, where they can see through your cars and see cell phone there, you make your vehicle vulnerable. So if you are going to lock your door nighttime, make sure all of the doors, all of the windows are locked. Don't leave crack in the window. Say maybe I want to get breeze or something. Ensure it. So take away the opportunity from the criminals. If you don't take away the opportunity, the desire is to steal, to victimize you. In other words, we say, look, the police responsibilities is to serve, protect the people. So we have the police that work for us. The community relationship with the police is to foster and strengthen the result-oriented policing. So instead of resulting in the vigilante-style justice situation, we have recommended that the people do the neighborhood orientation policing, which got to basically do it, the citizen understanding that if we live in their studio, we stay in their studio, we want to make sure in their studio, people usually come nighttime trying to bust into our house. So this mentor will keep us safe, will not put us in harm's way if we follow it.
We have an illiterate society. No offense.
Yeah, that was one of the.
So whose responsibility it is to help the citizens understand that they are part of the responsibility?
Well, the police, that's why we talk about the partnership. In the partnership, those are the information the police provide to the community. So like I'm doing right now.
At the point where the citizens start to see the police officers as threat or as enemies, how do we achieve it?
Once the police working with the community, it will be difficult to see them as enemies. They will see them that the man in the blue uniform is a friend. So if we live in a house, we make sure during nighttime, because mountain roadblocks setting or checkpoints, we won't do that. So we'll come in the house here. We have a code in the house. So when someone pumping the door at the other side, all us thing have to do, take a pen and paper, because I pen and paper here, right? Say in the house, we got plates and spoon, we got pot top, take it, start knocking it. If you're knocking pot tops in this room, the next room, and all of the rooms, the next house, all of the houses.
Some that tactics.
Yeah, the criminal will get away, the citizen will not put themselves in harm's way.
Yeah, I just want to, let's talk a little bit about the policy, what has to happen to get us to the pot and the top.
To get a cooperation.
Yeah. Our primary objective at this point, where we find ourselves right now, considering all the helter-skelter, all of these situations going on, I as a practitioner, somebody who's been in the business, and I'm in academia now, I'm of the strong understanding that there has to be a recheck of our strategy,
Where do we start from?
We start from the police, engaging the community. Okay. Now, I could give you one typical example. When I in grad school, I did job training with the East Orange Police Department and the NYPD to a large extent. And at the time, the East Orange Police Department was 99.9% were black people. But the violence against citizens was huge. And there's this understanding from practitioners, from the guys who are in the business of studying police behavior, community behavior. They try to find out. That's where people start to come with several police strategies coming up, community policing strategy. And then you got Brown and the rest of the guys came up with their own strategy and reaching out. But the point was, the police, you got all the black people in the police force, right? And the society that were policing all black people. Just the chief of police were white, to a larger extent. Then forget about the type of, the race. But so people are wondering how everybody black people. So why is it that the violence, the distrust, the us against them became a central point? So how to bridge that? How you say how?
Yeah,
they start to develop what they call the police elected lead. They start to develop that collaboration between the police and it. So you see, you go to the basketball court, you see the police guy, he got his uniform, everything on, but he got top, he got LMP on it, but he's playing basketball with the young guys in the play. And you see there's a link between the motorcyclists and the police officers. And that distrust, that mistrust, that fear, us against them mentality start to dwindle, start to fade away a little bit. So there are strategies that has to be adopted, that has to be promulgated, so that we find ourselves addressing this issue head on. Where we are right now, we can't pass this stage. We cannot pass this stage because we have a government to run. We have a society to live in. We have to find a way. And I will be making a trip to the LMP headquarters tomorrow. And I've had a chance to speak to a lot of folks in there. And I see that the heads is straight up in doing these things I'm talking about. But just to reiterate where we are, and I can tell you there will be a way out. With regards to the strategic implication, the strategic adoption, it is already on the books, and I see it on the agenda of the Inspector General of Police, that these things will have to take center stage, because to get us to where we are, the process will have to be properly addressed at the level where our citizens start to feel safe. And the guy that we targeting our police tactics towards will have to also have trust and confidence in us.
The confidence issue is key that I'd like the both of you to place some emphasis on. Because trust me, the other day, I was on Monday, yesterday I got a call from some citizens in the Banyo area. And they said they were rejecting the police presence in the community, while they said the police are going to request a guy who is suspected to be a criminal. And they said they were not turning their son over to the police because they don't trust the police.
Oh wow,
that's nonsense,
right? They said they don't trust the police, so they want to go to court. So, bro, how do you go to court? How do you pass over the police to go to court because you don't trust the police? So what? I mean, we're talking about the illiteracy of the society. You see that, but the point is confidence is lacking in the police.
So now, when you see it like that, let me put this caveat. Let me caveat this process. When I was director of CID under Joe Tate, can you imagine? At the time, there were a lot of scarcity. People were afraid. Guess what? Well, all of the Vera faction had their guns in the Vera places around, but Monrovia was kept relatively safe. We found ourselves policing this place without. We have a couple of armed robbery cases, and basically we established law and order, and the rule of law took some. Even though the courts were not as expanded as we are right now, but those things became prevalent. But we have to encourage. The police will have to, the Inspector General and his people will have to just take the bull by the horn and reach out to this process so as to start to establish that level of confidence. That stuff with regards to citizen telling you, say, I can't
trust the police.
That's nonsense. Once you see that, nonsense. That's a sign that something is not working. And you start to nip it right there. So you start to encourage this issue of victim impact statement. You try to encourage those kinds of situations so that we find a way that we can start to communicate. There is this community policing partners that we had before. There's a guy who used to work around the country. He established this thing. You have to bring it and realign it, redefine his function so that people find out that there has to be some reorientation, realignment of these situations. Because
can we look at the role of the courts in all of this?
There I'm going right now. So let's look at the components of the criminal justice system. The three components of the criminal justice system, beginning with law enforcement. So from law enforcement, you are taken to the court for adjudication. For adjudication, you know, our criminal justice system in Liberia is broken. No matter how you think about it.
But you said broken.
The problem is broken. So when you take the guy from the court and send him to correction, the reason we have correction is people who are convicted of a crime, you go there, you get rehabilitated. That means if you committed an offense, you committed a crime and you were charged and processed, gone through the court, your case came on the docket, process, blah, 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 processing, all of that, you are convicted from the court, you go to prison. When you go to prison, if you're serving 2 years, 5 years, whatever prison time they may give you, you are in prison, not only sitting in the prison compound, you are there being rehabilitated. The reason for that is when you leave from the prison and come back in the community, you're not that person or that individual who committed a crime. You are
repeating the crime.
Exactly. But since in Liberia, you see people who commit minor offenses that are taken to prison. When they leave from prison, they get engaged in bigger. Apparently, like the prison is training them how to commit more crime. Because
some of them stay on pre-trial for a very long time.
I want to address the whole issue of
pre-trial. That's a whole thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, let me just break down the system why we say it's broken. So you go to court, and for our people, most of our family members that are victimized by criminal, sometimes, Austin, they don't have the patience because it's a bureaucracy. From police, you go to court. When you go to court, they got to put that case on the docket. All that processes require, if you are Makema, you're selling plantain or bitter ball or pepper in the market. And you got to leave every day your pepper selling, your bitter ball selling, or you are motorcycling. Probably you got, if you ride every day, you make $1,000 profit or $2,000 profit, but you don't having time to go serve. Makema will not go to the market. So every day, Makema got to come to court. Makema be like, but wait now, this thing me, I just leave her sinner. You know the reason why when police retrieve properties in Monrovia, in Liberia, the property owner will not want to go to court to claim it. They can go to police and demanding that they sign for the property. I establish ownership and take delivery. They like, because they won't go through the bureaucracy. So when people are taking the court, from the court to go to prison, instead of being rehabilitated, they're not being rehabilitated. Nobody can tell me for the last 10 years, anyone that was charged went to court, went to prison, went through the prisons and whether they were rehabilitated.
But the police keep there are instances where the police keep arresting criminals, taking them
recidivist.
They become a recidivist.
So recidivist. That's
and basically Justice spoke about yesterday in the opening of the court. You have people being detained in the jail. For instance, the rape thing. I know you want to.
Sure, obviously.
Yeah, I will talk about that.
If you get somebody arrested for rape, back in the days when Sam Dan developed this whole rape,
the racy law, we pursued it into made it non-bailable, including the armed robbery law.
And basically, it gives, for me, I would challenge it. I just wouldn't agree from law school. I would challenge it. Nobody has ever challenged these kind of laws that came out of sentimental approach towards our criminal justice system. It has to be challenged because we have a country.
So let me explain the sentimental. You will continue. I don't want, because we did.
I want
to explain. You will continue.
Let's hear his challenge.
I don't want to forget. It was sentimental. Let me just bring you. Tell me 30 seconds. It was sentimental for us because then,
a lot of crowds committed.
That was rampants of armed robbery across the country.
Now we pass that stage now.
So we have to persuade the lawmaker to pass that, make the rape law, make the rape law unbeatable, and also the armed robbery law. Because Austin, we will grab armed robber today for robbery. We carry them the code to go to prison. The next day, you go see the same armed robber. We had a so you go ahead.
This guy just been lazy.
So you one of the judges right now at the court. I will not call his name. Huh? The daughter.
No, this is Freedom Hard Talk.
Yeah, but I will not call the judge.
No, this is Hard Talk. You have to be
I will tell you what happened. So this judge, we have a criminal detained.
Don't call him.
I will not call him. Yeah. We had this armed robber detained at the police station. Listen, we had the armed robber detained at the police station.
I will interrupt you to remind you and the audience that you're on Freedom Hard
But
Talk.
we're talking hard.
So we talk the hard issues with no malice and no offense to anybody.
So I just want to emphasize that. So the judge, we had the armed robber kept because we grabbed him somewhere around Mount Barkley. So Mount Barkley that night around 4:30 a.m. So they took him to a cell around Mount Barkley. The next day, they took him to the scene. Because when you go to crime scene or scene looking for crime pattern, that pattern identify a particular group of people or individual who use that particular pattern to commit a crime. So we have seen a lot of pattern in those places. So we took the guy there. Then we had to take the man to Buchanan. He was operating Monrovia, Buchanan, Kakata. The guy had a rental car he was using. So what we did that day, we kept him from Buchanan, went Kakata. Before we go through all of the different places he had operated, we ran out of the 48 hours. So the judge issued what we call compulsory writ of habeas corpus. So writ of habeas corpus came, they grabbed me, the police officer ran away. They grabbed me.
What's the police officer then?
It's okay. The police officer, the justice minister.
Yeah, you look like you
Listen,
Listen,
I want AB to talk about why it was sentimental. That's what happened to us. So the police officer escaped. So they came out to the court.
Which year was that?
2007.
Okay.
So
we can know the police.
Yeah. So we were taken to the court. We went to the court. The judge said I should show cause. Why? If I detain the man more than 48 hours, this particular judge. So we called Johnny Lewis to intervene. Johnny Lewis said, but Sam, man, you professional man, why you go keep the man more than 48 hours? I said, my God, so I go and solve this. We sat down there in the court. Whatever the day they talk, Madam Sally, they intervene, blah, blah, some kind of way, they allow her to go. The guy that brought him, by the time they were releasing him, that's a process we issue rate somewhere else in the other ministerial court. So the brother got by. Fast forward, the man went to prison, AB. The next day, they got a boy and put the man outside.
Yeah.
Guess what the man did? The man, that one called the man in. The man went to the judge's house, raped his daughter, bust the door, stole everything from in the house. So the next day, we arrested the same guy. We brought him to the police station. We started tracking his, print, where all the places he operated. So the same judge, I sent someone to the courthouse, said, please tell the judge we want to see him. Because he had reported IJZ. So we got a criminal that did it. The judge came to me. I said, this is the man who did this to her daughter. This is him. This is the guy. These are the things he took from your house. This is the judge said, yeah, that's true. So as the judge, Your Honor, we processing the man. You know what the judge said? He called me outside, quietly. He said, my man, you're stupid, man. I said that the same man you issued a writ of habeas corpus to put me in prison. That the man there, you're not in prison, they finish free on bond. The judge said, my man, why you're doing? I want to. So you see that the judge said me that because those are the hypothetical situations people went through. You arrest criminal today, the next day the guy get billed, the guy come out. So when we had non-billable armed robbery, non-billable the rape. We were happy because the Americans were then working with us at the police. We were very happy because it helped to reduce crime and disorder. Okay, people then, so go ahead.
Sam, I understand that is...
You were saying they were lazy.
Yeah, that sentimental thing with the judge.
So you can go ahead.
Things. I mean, I understand where you guys were at the time. By that time, I was getting master's degree in criminal justice. So I wasn't around to see Sam then put somebody, arresting somebody. By the end of the day, from where we've come, we've arrived. We've traveled a long way. What has to happen is to find logistical support.
That's correct.
For these situations. I mean, come on, you can't violate people's right.
That's correct.
That's what it is. You cannot do that. And this day and age, we've reached at this level in our democracy to start to do that. Everybody had their own time in law enforcement back in those days, but at this level, we cannot. We've gone to the States, we've gone to several countries around the world and educated ourselves to come back home and change the shift here. The paradigm shift we have now has to be on the side of the rule of law. And I'm of the strong conviction that the rape situation that we find in our country, and this is one situation where I might not disagree with you guys on the freedom talk, freedom center.
You always disagree.
I always disagree with you. No, not always. There has been time where I've
you have a long history of disagreement.
That's right, long history of disagreement. But at this point in time, I've asked that we try to deviate from sentimental approach towards law and order, criminal justice. As a practitioner now, I'm of the strong conviction that we have to start to hold our judicial system accountable. We have to hold their feet to the fire. Like what Sampton did to that judge will never forgive himself when he released that guy. But if there were a system put together to follow up on the arrest of these guys in time, 48 hours, you have 40 hours, you have all of these things to follow up and look at the pattern, criminal pattern, and securing those. So you bring this guy to court as soon as possible. If he can't get into court, you allow him to go. So you follow up. You leave system to safeguard the path and do things professionally to that extent. And so that you find a way where you put the guy away completely. You saw what we did to Japan. Japan, when Japan was arrested, when I came in, I said to the folks, I said, don't worry about him. When we found out that this guy was the drug pen, don't worry about him. We'll get him. We'll get him professionally. We get him in accordance with the law. And that's why the prosecutor in that case, I mean, the defense counsel, they even subpoenaed me to come and give my own to the truth. They couldn't because they didn't have any space. I've not given any space because everything was done by the books. Even chain of custody was done by the book. The only thing I saw that we didn't do according to the book was making sure when we took the drug from his house, after that we secured our hands for print. When they were being displayed outside in the presence of the journalists, the hands were not secure. But we already established the fact that the drug came from his house, the fact that the criminal attempt, and all of those things were all intact. And so we've already done that, established that part when we're sitting outside of the building trying to recount these things. And that was the only aspect, but you cannot discount the evidence from that perspective. So besides that, we done everything according to the books. We waited for this guy. We searched his building. We monitor him, surveillance, static and moving surveillance. We're all done. And at the end of the day, when we got the search warrant in the eyes of the public, the press were there when they saw where this is. So to come and debunk that in the open court was difficult for them.
Now, I'd like to ask you this on this, and I'm going to be specific on this Brian McGill case.
Okay.
And this goes to the two of you. Would you all have done it differently? Or would you all have done it exactly as it is being done with the police?
Okay. I can tell you this. The issue of Brian McGill, I think this is one thing that Mr. Coleman is on track for. And I'm saying that with the understanding that a lot of folks are saying, oh, wait a minute. No, sentimental. I don't want people to think that you got to be sentimental about these things. What is happening, Greg has seen the report from the center prison. The amount of folks that you find in jail without having a day in court. Due process has been denied. A lot of folks in the center prison have not had the point to pre-trial detainees of almost 140 people.
But if you just seen police on go send people there for the same video on the same allegation.
Exactly. So you know what? So you know what happened? Wise man changes. I think at this point in time, he's seen the light. He knows now that This is what it is. I know the political.
No, I know the political. That's the politics. The whole show to that no politics. I don't want to mention politics. I don't want to mention it. Yes, that's why I call two professional people.
Exactly.
Now, Brian McGill allegedly committed before they fell from agriculture.
Okay.
You say you're still looking for evidence, even though you agree to the medical report, you agree to all of, but you say you're looking for video footage.
No. I don't think
you say you don't have probable cause.
Yeah. Well, let me.
The guy from agriculture is beyond bounds, even though they have the data of those who are beyond bounds, have been beyond bounds for long, for rape allegation, no evidence. But you say all people there.
Chief, I come in 1 minute, buddy. You recounting your talking point, and basically, I take this for free. You say you want straight talk, right? Sure. All right. As far as the issue of Brian McGill was concerned, if what Greg did before, where they have people arrested, as soon as they bring you to place,
that's the police instead of Greg. So don't make it personal.
Exactly. And I take it back.
Yeah.
As far as the police, what the police did before, once the guy was arrested, got brought in, and the guy went to jail. Now there is a new sheriff in town. There's a new dispensation. There's a new approach towards this process. So what is happening now is that the rule of law has taken stage in our country, where people will have to now be accorded the right to actually face the accuser in a way that will be in line with the police approach towards the criminal justice system. And so what I'm thinking, and I do understand, and I pardoned all of the sentimental, all of the emotional aspect of it. And with the parent, I like to seek your forgiveness for being this blunt with my own. This is who I am. I'm a policeman. So I can take credit. I understand you pressing for prosecution. This time around, I will hope that we put our gear together so that we make sure if Brian McGill is the guy who did this thing, he should be put in jail and lost his key.
So in short, you have proceeded in the manner the police is proceeding.
I would have proceeded in this manner in the way that I will have an expeditious approach towards it, where the whole investigative report, the whole chain that should happen with regards to rape, that has to be expedited, so that we kind find out that the person, the perpetrator, the victim right is protected as compared to the
And in the case, do you think the alleged victim's right or rights are being protected?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not in the police investigation. I don't know what they've done, but one good thing I know is that the perpetrator, the alleged perpetrator, will have to be protected in the way that his right as a citizen, his right as a person, is respected while we follow the code of this law.
So basically, it be saying the perpetrator will be given due process.
Due process.
That's what he's saying.
That's what it is.
Look, in short, probably, we're not part of the investigation.
No,
from
exactly.
our experience, the police may have been seeing something that the public that we don't know.
Exactly.
Okay.
So at that point, it don't want just to arrest with sentiment, handcuff the man, taken to police station. At the end of the day, the arresting individual, the investigator, will have to take a witness stand to defend what the right.
That's what
in this case, you want to make sure before you charge John Brown with rape, you got all of the facts. This is sentimental for all of our parents, and it is, because we got children.
Exactly.
So it's a difficulty, right? So the police got to make sure before we charge this man with this crime, we will make sure that the evidence we have is prima facie evidence. Because if you follow public perception about it, the emotion from the people without evidence, a lot of cases go to court and they chunk it outside. Because the police done before, gather all of the fights, all of the team leader.
And William.
That's what
I was coming. I want to assume that
you know what I'll do? I'm waiting for him.
I ain't just get
Wait. I'm waiting for him to debunk my sentimental.
So you reference to him.
In the hands of that case,
was saying in the hands with that case, I was the lead investigator in that case. And I told the witness Sam Musa Dean was then the lead defense counsel for hands with that.
Exactly.
While Councilor Marco Wright was the lead prosecutor for the case. So in this case, so I want to talk the Hans Wellen case. So we move fast forward. Hans Wellen case is a precedent case when the Supreme Court.
Yes.
But the thing is, that was procedural error. Let me tell you how some of the cases are thrown out. If you, the investigator, fail to do what is required and charge individual and take them to court, they will lead that case, they will lead the merit of the case, they come into you, the policeman.
Yeah.
The defense lawyer will stand in front of you and knock the table. You policeman, first thing, what school you graduate from, what thing you know. When they finish all of that, they say, why you charge my client with this? You got to take the stand and defend the why you did on that indictment. That's why when you're doing an indictment, all of the people you gather, the eyewitnesses, the bystander, all of those who know about it, including the investigator, they go to the grand jury to go testify. They come up with true bill. Once in a while, you got bill of Ingo Ramos. They come up with true bill. When you come up with true bill, all the charges on that indictment confirmed. When you get all the charges confirmed, that individual who is charged, when they put the case on the docket, you, the investigator, you come in, take the witness and to defend what you write. Apparently, the police did not find any evidence, conclusive or any evidence that they believe they could go to court and obtain a conviction. We're not there, we're not looking at it. I think the police should make public what they have. Because the perception is that the police, why the police charge John
shooting him because he's a government official and all this. So you have to understand the sentiments
to the public.
You know.
Which is why it is incumbent upon the police to consider all of these situations. You don't want the word political to be said here. No. But I can tell you this though. Considering all the ramification you find, it is the responsibility of the LMP to come out to explain in some detailed manner as to what it is that is there. Because to debunk the perception that you have with regards to what it is, and to also highlight the professional instinct. Yes, yesterday it was different. Now it is different. Now we try to follow the rule of law. We try to follow law and order to the point where people would know that if you accuse me, I should have my day in court. Due process is the hallmark of our judicial system. If you can't give the guy the due process, if the man does not have the due process, he basically we may as well go to anarchy. Because I should face my accuser, and what we have in our country is the adversarial system, where the judge is sitting as the arbiter. You got the defense counsel, you got the prosecutor, and they come to battle. The judge just stood them to the law, and then basically they go ahead and breaking that case to each other. That's the country that we have, and also that's the country that I saw and decided to become a lawyer now. Because at the end of the day, I've been on the other side of the prosecution. I mean, on the side of the criminal justice system, where I introduce cases in the criminal justice system, and now I want to be able to articulate the law in the other component of the criminal justice system, so we can have people going to rehabilitation at the correction.
And we have like 10 minutes to go. I'm sure there will be other time, but within the 10 minutes, let's talk about the reinforcement we see in the traffic and the amount of information we see traffic officers and motor vehicle users and all of that. The level of interaction of ruthlessness we see, aggression, all of that. Is this concerning to the how concerning is this to the two of you? Is it police officers hinking on car, throwing blow with
my own modern perspective.
But you also a policeman.
No, the man, policeman back in the days where
I was just policeman in less than
a few months ago.
Yeah.
But by the end of the day, and besides the practical aspect of it, I'm in academia now, so that I do understand exactly what are the trending and contemporary approach towards law enforcement. So I'm a little different. As someone you and Samson played key role in
in the sensitive security institution in this country.
No, I'm just
when you relaxing and watching a video, seeing your officer in uniform proceeding in the manner he or she is proceeding with a motor vehicle operator. I mean, what comes to your mind?
I'm just being facetious, but I can. Because of the time you talk, it's appalling. It's something that shouldn't have happened. Our citizen, the driver, the operator must understand that there's some divide. There's something you can't just do. If you find the officer, bless his soul, you cannot jump on a vehicle and why are you doing this? Why are you trying to do traffic stop? And I think that was not a smart move together, but it doesn't give the guy the right to go and do the way and his life the way that you can't move the vehicle. When the officer asks you to stop, you stop. That's what is lacking in this.
And what the officer should have done, normally you are advised to do that. If you put a vehicle and they're trying to run from you, take the license plate
and follow up
on it on wanted. Follow up.
Put an APB on him.
So there were options.
Yes.
To the officer.
Yes.
Even though the driver
even though the driver should not behave that way.
No.
Why you see officer on the car, they saying that you moving it. Look.
And I'm sure what I saw the police. I was at the funeral, the kid funeral, by the way. I went to the funeral, and I saw the way in which the Inspector General of Police and his people actually look at the situation. It's very, very sorrowful. But I think what they've done now, they've taken some precautionary measure with regards to how the police officers should actually perform this. But that's besides the point. What I'm of the strong opinion now that should happen, again, community engagement. That has to happen. The vehicle enforcement, the chief of traffic, the chief of public safety, we have to now start to. We used to have this thing called the driver education. That driver education has to take center stage as well in getting some of these
resources, right?
Exactly. So and again, look at the police budget. I mean, come on, man.
This is an old problem. Budget.
Budget has.
The police is complaining that the national government is not supporting them the way they need. The men in the field in blue are also complaining that they're not getting the operation money and all of that.
Also, the police people in uniform.
But I want to ask you a particular question.
I
need to speak to the charge of murder involving the case in Vietnam.
Okay, so
some believe it should be manslaughter.
Murder. Listen,
some believe it's murder.
Let me tell you before
the police is pushing for expressing for murder.
Murder has elements.
Yes. And there's element that constitute for you to charge someone with a murder. So, if, for example, I won't tell you why, but I'll explain to you. You made a decision. For example, if someone came in the studio and attacked us with a weapon, we fought him. He didn't kill no one who took the weapon from him. He on his way running away from us. And you turn behind him while he's running.
Shoot him from
the back. You kill him, that murder.
That's murder.
That may be premeditated. Because at that point, he posed no threat to you. If two men fighting, my man book yourself like you saw the immigration.
So the threat has to be active?
No, listen, I will give you all the trend. You will make a decision. I'm not going to make a decision.
So now I'm asking your question.
So two guys fighting. One friend, the other man book, he hit a friend. The friend fell down, he died. You can't charge that man for murder.
Why not?
Because it was not premeditated.
Before you got to
prove an intent to charge me with anyone with a crime. You got to prove intent on the part of the individual.
Why is true that this
is complicated?
It's not complicated. It's simple.
So running, my intention. I see somebody come and attack me.
The man
is escaping.
Yes.
And I decided to point a bullet behind him to shoot his leg.
Then we charge.
And I'm mistakenly. How do you
mistakenly shoot?
But because there are no imminent threat, you got to identify threat. That at that point, the man running away, no imminent threat.
Proximity cause, right?
It could also be possible that the man is running, is retrieving. I don't want to use running. In case he's retrieving to go and regroup, to come back to you. What do you do? The line to go?
No, you can't shoot him. You can't shoot him there.
You shoot a man. That's a fleeing
You
fellow.
shoot the man.
There's something called the fleeing fellow rule.
The best going, you go behind. Boom, you
So
let's come back to the issue of the car. Apparently, if the police is pushing to charge the guy with murder, that means they have established an intent.
Okay.
That he intentionally, he had the intent, the mind to kill the guy.
He vocalized his intention as well.
Okay.
Then
So
they
I
can
would
charge
kill-
him. Because
I would
me and you
kill
we don't have access to that. So the police, for them, they can make that to the public. Let public understand why they charge him with murder. Because they have taken statement from him. They are giving.
Let me tell you what police will do.
Due process. Let me tell you something about due process. Start from arrest.
Yes.
Once you arrest someone, first thing they do, you are acquainting, right?
Right.
Say, also, you got a right to remain silent. Don't say anything.
Anything you say will be used against you. You got a right to. You got a right to.
When they give you paper, say,
if you got a 4-1,
we'll give you one. Also, in writing statement, say, no, I don't want to write statement. Anything you write there, you say, because it's in the police interest when the trial is going, when the investigator is going to have a lawyer present. Because everything, your statement you write, your lawyer initial that statement. Yeah, we agree. You can't go to court tomorrow. They charge you, then you send to the court. You say, you know what? Everything they did to me, you know, I was on a duress. I was afraid. I have to say they just leave. But police will always ensure because they won't win the case in court. The police is just the beginning. So if you charge that man, no lawyer, nothing, no person, no lawyer were there, you take all the statement out of him and carry the court. When the man get a lawyer to go to court, they can say they throw the statement out of my client on a duress. They throw the case outside. So it's in the interest of law enforcement to have lawyer present for you. That's why they should have. Look, someone was telling all the other day, they say, Bond County guy, I know 23 magisterial court or more.
How many prosecutors?
They say prosecutor in Bond County, 5. So how can they go to all of the court in the morning?
Basically empty.
Then besides prosecutor, you need public defender. You need people to for what we call people who don't have money to hire a lawyer.
Yes, indigent.
Indigent.
Yes.
You need to have indigent representation. So if I got to do representation here, the state have to hire, because you know what, the state will pay public defender and other indigent representation, because the state want to make sure everything that coming out of that investigation from that court, when the individual is convicted, is sustained. So no one will come from A.B. Kroma becoming a lawyer now. He will go to Nima, and Nima man. He will go to one the ministerial court in Nima and say, you tried it, man. The man was not having a lawyer. So as a result, everything you're doing is not correct. It is in the case. It's in the interest of the state to do that. Because as a law enforcement professional, when you enforce an arrest, you want to make sure they put, arrest gets sent them. Oh, they arrest the man. Before you arrest, got to make sure you got evidence. Because when arrest, they're not getting arrest. When they throw the case outside, it hurt you.
Now, I just want to go back. That's 18.2, the word, in fact, failure to prosecute. They put a point. I mean, I like to speak to that, because that's a genuine fundamental error that we've made in our own approach to
in our society. I'm told that politicians are the biggest victims of
let's talk about let's talk about crime scene.
Yeah, no, I want to, before you go to crime scene.
Yeah, so we can talk about what to do. I change my evidence, the process, all of that process. Then you make one. You go to court to throw the case outside.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, what I want our citizens, and I'll do this betting for the police, because this is our present here basically just to help. When you are charged, when they charge somebody, you become the private prosecutor. You're the victim, and you're being affected. You're private prosecutor, and they got the solicitor, the solicitor, the county attorney. They represent the people in the criminal justice system. They are the one that represent our interests in the criminal justice system. But you, the victim, you become the private prosecutor of that case. Right. But if you do not come to,
you need to be to court.
If you don't come to court to say, "Look, this is what happened," even though there's a prosecutor's summary, but you have to send the witness and say what happened to you, when it happened, how, when, who, what. The 5W or 1H will have to be properly articulated, so you now can serve as the person to help to convict that person.
That's correct.
So that if you're not there, if you refuse to come, and like someone was saying, most cases, our people would not come to court.
They will not go to court.
They say, well, they're not happy. What thing is I leave my own to God? If you start to leave it to God,
or they say the man in police cell, the man in jail to police station. So they believe that it end right there.
So we'll put him arresting the man in jail. So what happened? I'm going to lock him up. I lock him up. He went to jail. But then you crowd in the detention center, the holding cell.
It be 1 minute. Someone just wrote, say we're talking about Bond County. Imagine grandfather guy just one prosecutor.
Exactly.
So imagine all the cases that go to how many magisterial court in Basel, because it work in the interest. The law say all criminal cases must originate from law enforcement. All criminal cases.
Yeah.
You can debate that anywhere. So any case that got to do with crime will come from law enforcement. So all these magisterial courts, that's why the prison is overcrowded, because they charge people. But in the morning, or say one day in the morning, say you work in the night, try to visit 10 magisterial court in Monserrato. Go to one. You just see the cases there, final.
No,
those people that send the prison, sometimes they send it to prison and say, no, we get space for that.
No, in recent time, you can take it from the street straight, the criminal conveyance law. Basically, you can take it from the straight to the magistrate court and make a case to the court.
Yeah,
just to expedite it.
Yes,
but I'm telling you this though. If you are a private prosecutor and you cannot find yourself to help to prosecute your case, you give law enforcement, you give the justice system hard time.
Difficult time to accomplish that.
It's difficult to accomplish a situation like that where you have to go in there and say, look, this is when it happened to me, this is what happened to me, this is how it happened, so that the prosecutor can now articulate that in the confine of the law. So that person goes through the process that we have. And at the end of the day, the sentencing guideline will not be fair to, will not be unjust because of what you did. Because the victim impact statement will actually spell out what you have done to you. And then at the end of the day, but if you refuse to go to court, if you refuse to be in there, participating in the prosecution, and people must be encouraged to do that instead of just resorting into this vigilante style of justice. It makes sense.
And then I want to it's only 2 minutes. It's only 2 minutes past 10 o'clock. Even though the CEO.
And I hear again.
The owner, CEO, and general manager. That's a new structure. Owner, CEO, general manager. Even though the owner is here, but we have to work with intern. But I want to ask you this question, and then but let's hear you on the vigilante thing.
Yeah, that's what I want to close on the vigilante justice side. I want to call on the communities.
Okay, so you want to close on that one. That was your closing comment, and let's get there's a comments from the two of you.
All right, so
on the no, I want to ask a specific question.
Which one?
Go ahead.
And I will expect that you all will respond in an appropriate manner that the audience will enjoy your answers. And this is about the perception that the police, the police is the current manners in which the police force is operating. Many people believe that the police is being ruthless, brutal, unprofessional, unethical in some cases, and all of that in Henderson and Somalia. But collectively, brutal, ruthless.
You're talking to a policeman here.
I'm talking to a criminal justice. I'm talking to an instructor, a lecturer of criminal justice.
The man with the law enforcement. A master class.
So, you are supposed to set you are a representation of moral and ethics tonight on the platform because you are a lecturer and an instructor.
Yeah, I understand that, but on your hard talk,
you just drop the mic. Okay.
On the hard talk, you expect me to stand in judgment of the profession that I'm not giving excuses.
Okay, I'll paraphrase. Do we have a friendly police force?
Huh?
Do we have a friendly police force?
We have a police force that would need the participation of the citizen to make it more functional.
You need a police force.
Do we have a friendly police force that is supposed to be?
You know, they say the man in the blue uniform is your friend. When live, or how can I say this? So the police is struggling. The police struggling to gather resources to fight crime. And they're not saying it publicly. I'm not talking to them. I'm guessing that's what's happening. Because you don't want to come outside and cry and say, oh, I need it. I don't have it. Police are ready on their response time. Are the police responding on time? The police need resources. They're not responding on time because you take the phone, call 911 in Broville. See how long it would take for them to come.
At times, they don't even answer.
Because they need resources to respond to the community. That's why it is essential we, the community people, organize ourselves and form partnership, foster a partnership in which we can collaborate with the police. That is, because I want to talk about close on the
close on them.
That is, Austin, people are dying daily in Monrovia and other parts of Liberia in the hands of so-called vigilante people. Someone being accused of a criminal, motorbike road, burglar, or this person, the community come out to kill you. The message we're sending out of Liberia is that in Liberia, there is an alternative form of justice other than the rule of law. We can't continue to do this thing and expect different results. We need to change. Situation is getting so bad. Anyone you talk to, even educated people, they say, a man is good educated man, the man that role. How do you determine the man is role? You don't have the ability to determine individual being accused of crime is a criminal. Police stations in Monserrate are less than 1 mile away from all our community. Let the community stand up for once. We ask them, anyone to be a community hero. Stand out your community and say, look, I will not be here, your kid, that boy. You're leaving, you'll go to the police station. That someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's uncle, someone's nephew, whatever the relationship is. We got to change the coin. Let us try and hold the police accountable. You are arrested and take it to the police and tell the police, say, we want to make sure this man is prosecuted for the crime. Most of the time, when they say this man has motorbike road, you carry the man to the police station, the community people will not show up to tell you which motorbike he stole, who is the victim of the crime. They can show it. I follow all the case because we were giving people scratch card in the Johnsonville area to let us know when there's a report of a motorbike crime, of motorbike theft, or motorbike robbery. So the guy said, the police grabbed the man, they want to beat the man. The guy said, no, you don't carry the man to the police station. We went to the police station and made offer to the complainants that we want you to identify the victim who the guy robbed. So we will guide the process. One that robbery, they may be charged for robbery. One that weapon they use, car license or not, they may be charged for armed robbery. But we'll work with the police to ensure that the individual who you're accused, you're almost killed, the guy is here, y'all go bring the victim. More than 1 month, we couldn't find the victim. We even put on money. I talked to one of the police deputy director. I said, look, we're trying to follow up this case. He said, Papa, you're helping. I said, yeah, we're trying to follow this case. We want to make sure the guy is being accused. So this accusation, most of them are baseless. Oh, the man a motorbike road. They don't show up. They don't bring the victim. How you charge the man not be a motorbike road to police station? The man in police cell, you know, police get less than 72 hours. The man stay there for 8 hours, no complaint. And what the police will do with the person? So citizens listening, let us do this for ourselves. So when people commit crime in your community, you make sure the person that is a victim of that crime, like AB was saying, the person is a private prosecutor, the person that the victim are. You bring the person to the police station and say, this is the person, and this man will grab him with this citizen arrest. Because the law is the citizens are present in all of the community all of the times. The law enforcement people are not present in all of the community all of the time.
And let me just buttress that while we close this process. One of the reasons, like I said, one of the reasons why people will actually resort into the violent situation is their own inability to follow up on whatever the situation is.
That's true.
Because they can't follow up, and there have been history of that, and there has been some corrupt situation before where the citizen, where somebody will be arrested and to compromise in the situation happen and the guy is let out. At the end of the day, that has provided the room for some of these problems. But I'm of the strong opinion now that considering where we find ourselves, people should now start to look at these things. The police, most especially, will start to look at these things from a very realistic point of view, so as to start to reach out to the citizen, encourage them to come and follow up on these cases, and then punish bad policing that will allow these things to happen. So once you start to take those action, and I see the police have the police complaint situation open, is no longer even in the police station, it's outside. So you can just walk there, put your complaint, your dissatisfaction in regards to the way you've been treated, so that police action is taken immediately. That happened at the police headquarters. So I think these things should actually take precedent and with regards to citizen involvement.
I hope the way you say that that's how it works instantly. So yes, Abraham Kumar is an instructor of law enforcement and criminal justice. OSM Sion is also I like to call him a national security expert. So let's move on. Let's take at least about 5 or 6. Let's take 6 calls and then we can go home tonight. 0776 104 104. At least when you come out, at least when we call you, when Oliver call you tomorrow and say S, Y, and Z, you'll be able to do it now. So it's good that you're experiencing it. So we're managing the station here, we're soliciting. You hear complain about the police and get capacity and feel whatever you want.
I like that. If the police have capacity, when they get capacity, come on.
So let's go to the telephone lines and pick calls on these numbers. Let's hear you 30 seconds each. Go ahead.
Yeah, so let me say pleasant good evening to you, Austin, and good evening to the veterans in studio. My name is Hussein. This is Hussein Keu. I cover Jacob Star District number 2. What a fascinating discussion. This is the best edition in the month of October. So yeah,
I'll call you over. I'll call you over to again. That you can go the edition of my show and you come and tell me this is the best edition of my show in the month of October. Oh, okay, go to the point. Let's hear you.
So, yeah, on the motivate to us and to the veterans, I want to get an understanding. At one point in time, a police officer will invite a person or will arrest. Because I went to a training and said, every time police officer comes around, they say you only arrest, you only arrest. There are times you can be invited to the police station for a comment or a statement. But every time police officer comes around, they say you only arrest. So at one point in time,
maybe invited. Okay.
Good question. You want to arrest or you are invited by the police.
Thank you. Next person, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you. How are you? Let's hear you. Go straight to the point.
All right, this is Peter Stein and Joy from Brooklyn District 4. Mine will come as a question to the 2 law experts for seeing the current police force and the activity of the police. For instance, today I had a press conference that somebody that we know that actually there are evidence that he committed a form of rape and the law was implemented. We saw an unprecedented way of proceeding with law and with rape.
Go straight to the point. Who are you referring to? Which case?
I'm referring to the case of Brian McGill.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. They respond. Let's take the third caller. Go ahead. From Canada, I think.
Austin? From the US.
Okay, plus one. Okay, go ahead.
Austin, thank you for bringing me on. But I just want to put this line, the cause of this action for people using moral justice. I've been a motorcyclist before coming to the US. There is a situation right now that the police cannot get control of at New Georgia and St. Market Junction. When these guys go and arm rob motorbike, sell it, and they catch them, turn them over, after a few days, they release these guys. And the guys come back to the junction where the cyclists are parking, and they threaten the cyclists that pointed at them for them to go to jail. So in this reason, it continued to go. Now there are twins brothers now terrorizing the junction. They started with motorbike. They're gone as far as armed robbery, but nobody can do anything. So because of this, I'm not saying they are right, but equally so, these guys, some people are paralyzed because of this. From this scene motorcyclist, see, some people are blind from the New Georgia Bell.
Okay, thank you, Musa. Let's talk to the next person from the US. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Austin, and good evening to the 2 studio guests. But I'm so particular about the rape law. I think the intent of the rape law that was passed by the legislature and signed in bill the President of the Republic of Liberia were intended so that when you are accused of rape, you are arrested, put behind bar, so that you will not influence the investigation. Because it was because of influencing investigation. That's the reason why they said people who are accused of rape should go to jail. Not that you're guilty, but they put you in jail so that you will not influence the investigation. That is like what is happening presently. If you listen to the investigation of Brian McGill, all what they're doing, Brian McGill is out there, is now having influence in this investigation.
Okay, thank you. I think the point is clear across. Let's talk to 3 more callers and then we'll go to our guests to respond to your different concerns. Good evening to you. Masisi, go ahead. Straight, let's go to the point.
Yeah, who think what make you don't come on the platform?
Hey, Masisi, let's go to the issue. I forget what we see.
Where you go, will go behind you. This platform, that's very for the book and la, don't come here and can't talk rubbish into the issue. My son, when the police can involve people, try to get pass for $1 a year and will confirm by the act that yes, the issue was kept forward. So when they will call Margaret or say they want face difference in law and passing the law at that place, that today now will go on punishment or will go on bear or will go on camo for brother Margaret now today in this country. Our poor are in jail, our children are in jail. What will they invite brother Margaret? We reach your Margaret now the law, the ban for brother Margaret and the hotel they get involved brother Margaret for $1 case or to go behind bar or he go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let us get home. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2 more calls to go. Where this person from here, another person from the US. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Austin, I was on the line, then I went off. I don't know what's wrong.
Oh, no. We said 30 seconds. I think I ended the call with you because your point went across about the Brian McGill thing.
Yeah.
But you can conclude in 5 seconds. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I just want Omensen Sion and our honorable brother Ebi Kroma, who have been a whole security officer in now teaching criminal justice. I would want them to elaborate why is it that thing was injected in the law and then the police can enforce it. So right now, the police is having, the public is having sentiment that other people, because there are other people, other cases, reference cases, that this investigation that is presently going on with Brian McGill did not happen, even in the present, where Brian McGill was accused, other people are being accused and they are arrested and put in the jail immediately. But Brian McGill case decided to have a premier fancy.
Thank you. I think your point is across. Last caller, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, for me, I see that the law is not working for everyone. The law is working for particular. So for that reason, we'll resort into taking laws into our hands because the law is not calling everybody. It's calling special group of people. Yes, that's it. The law is not calling us. They kill us. It's not our issue. When we die, they call our family to take our facts away. Take it away and you are left to go to jail. So now the money back for us. We are left to go to jail, but then for us, nobody cares about us. Nobody sees for us. So that's the reason why more violence is on the increase. Thank you.
Oh, they call them. You call out there, yeah. Okay, so we can take any calls. Again, we have to let our guests go. So let's conclude this here. That concluding statement. Maybe I'm sure you all listen to the different concerns.
Yes.
Yeah, Hussein Kiawu is concerned about
said
about point
to distinguish
you're on arrest
or
you're invited.
And you know, police should stop using those words loosely.
Okay.
You can't be saying somebody you're on arrest, because once you arrest, you put the man under arrest. You got to know that at some point in time, the man must be taken to court. You got to take the man to court. Once the man is arrested, you charge him.
The class are taking
the class take right there. You have to make sure the man is presented before a magistrate court so that he can face his accusation.
And there was an issue that according to the issue between the former speaker and the BBC correspondent.
Okay.
The BBC had reported that the former speaker was arrested.
Okay.
And the former speaker, Sir, was not in the story because I was calling the activities for him. Then he said, but I was never arrested. The police on record said they invited me for questioning to aid them in.
Yes.
So you can't be publishing that I was arrested.
Police.
So it was an issue. It was good that Hussein asked this question for you to make some clarity here.
And basically, you cannot, police cannot loosely put that. Well, not even police alone, anybody else. You can't loosely just tell somebody say arrest you. You want to arrest. Oh my man, once you decide to put the man under arrest, that means you've started the process of adjudication.
Okay.
I mean, the man now can start to prepare his defense, and he has a couple of hours to actually do that. If he can't do that, you basically will be violating the man's right.
And sometimes it's in the interest of the
So
police.
arrest, it's quite invitation.
Sometimes it's in the interest of the police to continue investigating you while you're outside.
Okay.
Because getting an opportunity to get all of the facts together.
Yes.
Because once you put, I said the man is a flag race.
Yes.
But once you put that man under arrest, you hold him, the clock start taking toll on you. Clock. You check him out 48 hours.
Yeah.
Because once the man is in your custody, he start to hire his lawyers. The lawyer are waiting for him in court. You got to bring him to court on time. Failure to do so, the police get rid of habeas corpus. And you know who they can issue it on? The justice minister, the police director, and you, the investigator, the head of the CID.
Yes.
So it's good sometimes to have the person outside. When you arrest, look, you don't just arrest because you want the new. You arrest because you got evidence. You will go to court and obtain a conviction.
Conviction, yeah.
Because when arrest, it don't get stopped in there. That's just the beginning part. So
There's no variable thing.
And
somebody say, why in the law there's no variable,
Because-
and we still having somebody not being arrested?
Well, because listen, there's something called discretion, right? So the police say, if I go to court with their case, just with the way it look, if I order the thing I want, when I go to court with this one, it will not work for me. When you go to court, you get case to court and they chunk it outside, it puts slap in the face of the police.
Yeah.
So you say, I'm not going to court until I will not follow the public sentiment on this. I will gather all the evidence before I go to court.
And somebody said,
I charge Roland Kai, charge Benny, when that McGibby situation happened. That was a high profile case.
Yes.
And then we went to court, we got conviction. Look, when you want to put up big morale as a top cop, I said, but how many times you carry cases to court and warn it, you investigate and charge and warn it. That I want to call morale.
You know what? I can knock my chest.
Me too.
I can put up morale because the first case, the only case I ever took as head of the DEA to court, I had.
You got credit for that.
You
put the biggest drug dealer in Liberia.
So I've taken conviction.
Conviction.
And to do that, they're not just rushing the man like all the other guys. Just rush somebody, they take them to jail and go and then saying, "Oh, I've done this, I've done that." No, you got to make sure you obtain conviction. Once you obtain conviction, you're okay. And then the guy that was saying that Brian McGill, it should be inside to protect the case as the senator of the case. That doesn't make sense because what it does, you jeopardizing, you suppressing the man's. If you will suppress somebody's right, what if we find out that the man did not commit it?
Now the man was teaching a class today.
Yes.
But let's just move on. Somebody asked a question today, right? Austin, if I seize your computer, your laptop from you, and carry the laptop to court, I seize it, I carry it to court, and I take something from in the laptop and use that evidence against you, that evidence has been thrown out.
So I can file for a motion to suppress the evidence?
Yes. The law says I should go and obtain warrant for the laptop. I get a warrant for the laptop. This time before, many years ago, you used to draw the search warrant. You say, you say, go, Diamond, etc., etc. No, etc., etc. You name the place, the exact location, you mark identity mark, the item you're looking for, you listen. So I would tell the judge, say, in Austin computer, I got evidence that in that computer, Diamond, so thing is in that computer. So I listen. When I come, I take it from him with a warrant there and take the evidence from inside. Failure to do so, I take evidence from that thing, I go, you say the judge will charge it outside. Yeah. These are things, police people that work, they need tools to work with. One of the things that can help the police that search and seize warrant, because it can help them. Police will use search and seize warrant The reason they use
but
it.
we see George, the George and the Associate Justice in Chimba denying motion to suppress the evidence as argued by the prosecutor.
So I don't know about that, but as an investigator, I know to gather evidence, you got to involve yourself in making sure everything you're gathering, you do it legally. If you do it legally, they'll chunk it outside. That's why they say consider by change for evidence.
What is not legally done?
One day, Councilor Johnny Pierre told me, he said, "Oh, that your case, your poor president." I said, "Chief, I wasn't there." He said, "That case, they also there. I will kick all that thing outside gather football because the way they gather the evidence, the way they present the evidence, will not here according with law. All of that thing requires an investigator. Investigation now form. The police people you can see in plain clothes, they're not in uniform. They don't want to do all the hard work. The other one then there, but the real one then, they don't want can do all the difficult work in that house. So, so back again. I want to ask all of us in Liberia, as of tonight, let us stand out. Let us desist from the vigilante justice stars. People are dying. Let us use the law. Police station, less than a mile away, take the person to the police station. And Cross River Liberia is offering additional $100 to anyone that will report someone that is about to be killed, that is about to be mobbed. You take them to the police station, you contact Cross River Liberia, we will give you $100 US.
And then also while you're doing all of
we're
that,
working with Kapal Security, Kapal all across the country. Everywhere you go,
you also working with Palo Security.
Working with Palo Security too. So
Pilot, yeah.
So when you put the Palo Security,
Palo owe me 2 years salary.
Okay, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
what also have to take hold is the fact that logistical support for the security system has to be
needed.
Is needed because if you cannot the starting from the DA, let me give him a couple of pickup to the DA, does not cut it. I'm encouraging that we provide. They are the one on the front burner of things right now to get things done.
Even the police need support.
The police need more support than anything.
I'm telling you, the entire the DA doesn't have an intelligence session.
That's a different.
Yeah, when they get logistics, when they get money.
Yeah, you get
money.
Actually, I was shocked to hear that the DA doesn't have an intelligence session.
They need
No, they do have
America,
intelligence
they will do.
section. They do have
It might
intelligence.
not be as
Okay. The real information is that it is not active.
No, it is active,
It's
but
not
what
been
is
functioning.
what the money?
They need money.
The intelligence need money. You ain't
Let
got
me
money.
tell you
you
also,
can
the
do
police,
nothing.
Wow.
the police will not come with a microphone and cry that they don't have. We know they don't have it. They need it.
We have to
Police,
have it.
all the police cars need guard. They need to be on their beat in the evening, in the very deploying the community, responding on time. To do that is money. So the government got to support the police. If
To a
government
large
can
extent.
support police cannot succeed. So citizens blaming the police for responding poorly, for mishandling investigation, all of that. Government must start to reel in their calendar and see.
Yes.
But even some instances, if people go protest, police can beat them. I want to support, not support.
Every organization get bad people. When police beat someone, let them report the police and let's see
Go
action
to
taken
the
on the
internal
police.
affairs and let
No
them
matter
know.
how you manage the police, they got bad people there. That's true. But the bad one, they get arrested, they get charged, they get dismissed. Action taken against them.
I know police has dismissed a lot of bad police officers for doing those things to the citizens. I think we should encourage that as well. But I think what has to happen is that people will have to seek redress.
So also let me announce our Crown Sapper meeting in Brewerville in West Africa Community this Sunday.
You pay for the announcement.
Yeah, that's free. Sorry, I will pay.
Okay,
No
go
problem.
ahead.
I know how much I announcement here.
Go ahead.
So we're having a major Crown Sapper meeting, and I want to use the opportunity to also invite the police.
This Sunday?
This Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
So the police will come and talk to our people. We have more than 300 participants from all the community in Brewerville.
Okay.
So if the police wish, they can be there. I hope they will come there and talk to the community people too. We're talking to them. They see how they
I will be there as a consultant.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You're also a consultant.
So you have people police people in
Yeah, so
your
we're having
area
it
on
at
Sunday.
Africa Conference Center. We have all of the people there.
Okay, at the United Conference Center.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's an open space there.
Yeah, we're just being our open space. We'll get chairs and stuff there. We'll sit right there. Or we'll tell your football field where you can be practicing here in a minute.
Yeah, our league ended last Sunday. So
Jama, it was a very good time with you, and it's a pleasing pleasure to be here at any time. Anytime that, like I told you the other day, once you're ready to my services free of charge, pro bono, you know, always take it.
no problem. Thank you. So
like I said, they've been providing service to the community free. You just playing your part.
The man said on the radio.
And, you know, like I said,
when the man from here now, he got
anybody
a bad
to go. And Power Security owe me 2 years for consultancy.
But I ain't know the office.
So, yeah, so you got to pay my money in 2 years.
You know what you do? Just start there late evening. You know what?
The man you want to he wants to speak to that one.
Buy ahead and come there. Make sure you get money from Power Security.
Okay, folks. It was good having all of you here tonight. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. But until then, do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. My name is Austin Kawa. Thanks to our two guests, Ome Sem Sayon and A.B. Kumar. Bye-bye.
You got nothing to show, nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.